Hello friends, welcome to my channel Biotech Tutorials. Today I will be discussing about PCR optimization. Techniques have been developed to improve PCR performance and to minimize its failure. First one is contamination. PCR require few DNA molecules for amplification. Therefore, measure has to be taken to avoid contamination from any DNA in the lab environment. It can be human source or bacteria or virus or anything. So, workplace for PCR should be separate. One area for pre-PCR reagents and PCR setup and another for post-PCR processing. Post-PCR processing includes gel electrophoresis. Both the areas should be separate. Always use filter tips and wear fresh laboratory gloves while set up PCR, and always set up PCR in laminar flow cabinet. It will minimize the risk of contamination due to environmental factors. Always assess PCR with negative control. That is, when you apply PCR, then in one while you will take negative control. It means that it will contain water and the PCR mixture, not the DNA template. Next is hairpins. Sometimes formation of secondary structure in DNA results in folding caused by base pairing between the nucleotides, and it leads to decreased productivity or PCR failure. If we add DMSO dimethyl sulfoxide or glycerol to the PCR, then it can minimize the formation of secondary structure. Third is polymerase errors. Errors can be due to DNA polymerase. When new nucleotide base misincorporated from the nascent DNA strand that doesn't match with its supposed base in the complementary DNA strand. Taq polymerase lacks 3' to 5' exonuclease activity, therefore possesses no proofreading activity. That results in high error rate, that is 1 in 1000 bases. If it occurs in the starting of the PCR, then large portion of amplified DNA have incorrect sequence in the final product. Several polymerases have been engineered a 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. These are Wnt, that is extracted from Thermococcus litoriosus, PFU extracted from Pyrococcus furiosus. Now the fourth one is magnesium concentration. It also hampers the PCR. It acts as cofactor for Taq DNA polymerase and required an optimum concentration for the success of PCR. Template concentration, DNTP and chelating agent. Chelating agent is EDTA. That will reduce the amount of free magnesium ions, which in turn reduce the activity of polymerase. Excessive magnesium concentration stabilize double-stranded DNA and prevent complete denaturation of DNA. Therefore, product yield decreases. Inadequate thawing of magnesium chloride, which creates concentration gradient within magnesium chloride and leads to failure of the experiment. Fifth one is primer dimers. There are formation of primer dimers. Okay, annealing of 3' end of one primer to itself or the second primer may cause primer extension and leads to formation of primer dimer, and visible as low molecular weight bands on gel. So primers designed in such a way that they lack complementarity at 3' ends. So optimize the concentration of magnesium chloride or increasing the annealing temperature minimize the risk of primer-dimer formation. Sixth, DNTPs. DNTPs may bind magnesium ions and thus affect the concentration of free magnesium ions. So excess amount of DNTP can increase the error rate of DNA polymerase and inhibit the reaction. Therefore, inappropriate amount of DNTPs can lead to misincorporation into newly formed DNA. So balanced amount of DNTPs should be added to the reaction. That's all in this video. If you like my video, then please share it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.